Hi, my name is Dominik Žbogar, and I'm an application engineer for rotary and linear encoders. Today, we will mount the Artos system, which consists of a solid ring and an enclosed Readhead. We will mount it on the brushless motor. Let us take a look at the steps. This multi-pole brushless motor is a typical example of a closed-loop application where an Artos system is used as the only feedback device for positioning, speed, and commutation of a motor. Such a solution eliminates the need for Hall sensors and incremental encoders, significantly reduces the number of wires, and simplifies installation and configuration. The ring is mounted on the rotating axis and the Readhead is mounted on the stationary bracket. Information on the required shaft tolerance and other design requirements can be found in the product documentation. Extra tip: the Artos system works on RLS proprietary magnetic technology. Therefore, it is sensitive to the external magnetic field emitted by the motors or any other sources. Take extra measures, for example, a ferrous shield, to redirect the magnetic field or increase the distance from the source to ensure that the exposure to the magnetic field is minimized and inside of what is specified. The drawings in our datasheets show the installation tolerances related to the radial, axial, and tangential offsets, and yaw, pitch, and roll rotations. Some tolerances must be considered during the design phase, and some tolerances can be adjusted during assembly. Our motor design provides a correct axial offset and yaw and roll rotations of the Readhead relative to the ring. Thus, only the radial and tangential offsets and pitch rotation must be adjusted during installation. For this purpose, we recommend using an installation tool provided by RLS. The installation tool optimally positions the Readhead to ensure the operation and yield better system performance. A dedicated installation tool is used for each ring size, which is adapted to the arc of the ring. The rings can be attached to the surface with fasteners by gluing or by press fitting, depending on the selected ring. In this video, we will demonstrate the most common option, which is attaching the ring using fasteners. For mounting, you will need the following tools. First, clean the base with a simple cloth and alcohol to remove dirt and dust. Start with mounting the ring. Plan the orientation of the ring in relation to the Readhead in advance. The engraved sides of both parts must be on the same side. In our setup, the ring with the engraving faces upwards. Place the ring on the shaft and tighten the screws slightly so that the ring does not move. The next step is optional. If you skip the next step, finalize the installation of the ring by tightening the screws with a screwdriver to a torque of 2.9 Nm. We can improve the accuracy of the system by adjusting the runout of the ring. The shaft design must have enough clearance to support the movement of the ring in the radial direction. Runout plays an important role in the accuracy of the system. To minimize this effect, we recommend using a dial gauge and adjusting the ring if necessary. The tip of the dial gauge indicator can be placed either on the edge of the exposed ring or directly on the cover foil on the welded ring. We use an exposed ring where the elastoferrite layer is visible and therefore place the spheric type tip on the edge of the ring. It is not recommended to place the tip on the elastoferrite layer as it is not as precise and concentric as the stainless steel edge. How much runout remains in the system depends on how much effort you put into correcting it. In addition, the shape and concentricity of the ring are not perfect, so it is not possible to completely eliminate runout. We recommend that the runout is less than 40 micrometers peak to peak. Once the operator is satisfied with the result, the fasteners can finally be tightened to a torque of 2.9 Nm. For information, on the ring with a diameter of 114 mm, each micrometer of runout introduced in the system brings 3.6 arc seconds to the inaccuracy. Now, let's install the Readhead. First, ensure that the Readhead bracket is free of dirt and dust. Before installing the Readhead, check that it is compatible with the ring. We can quickly check the first 6 characters of the 2 part numbers. For correct orientation, the engraved sides of the ring and the Readhead must be on the same side. Place 2 fasteners through the Readhead and tighten them to a recommended torque of 1.2 Nm. Insert the dedicated installation tool between the ring and the Readhead. Now press the Readhead toward the ring and tighten the fasteners on the bracket. The Readhead is now perfectly aligned. We can check the correctness of the installation with the E201-9S interface. It is recommended to make a clockwise and counterclockwise rotation to ensure that the LED is constantly green, which would mean that the encoder is correctly installed and that the provided absolute position is valid over the entire range of motion. The green LED starts blinking. This means that the Readhead is under the power supply, but the communication between the controller and the Readhead is not established. Once the Readhead is connected to the E201-9S interface, the parameters must be set. To set up the correct parameters, we must read the part numbering from the Readhead. In some cases, reading is not possible, but you can always refer to the information from the datasheet to link the information with the actual part number. The DC means bis C output and 21B means 21 bits of resolution per revolution. The BIS-C protocol always contains 2 status bits, error and warning, which are by default inverted, and a standard CRC that is 6-bit long. For details on the BIS-C communication protocol, please refer to the datasheet. We can also set the error and warning status to show in colors for easier observation and data interpretation in degrees. What we see is an absolute position in degrees inside 1 revolution. The narrow engraving denotes an absolute position of 0. In case of inadequate or incorrect installation, the warning or error will be triggered, which can be seen on the orange or red LED and E201 interface. In such cases, the relation between the Readhead and the ring must be readjusted. The whole 2 mm fee can be used to accurately position the ring on the shaft and ensure a repeatable 0 position. In that case, the shaft must have a dowel pin that fits directly to the dowel hole. To connect the encoder to the end application directly, please follow the specifications provided in our datasheets. For more information about the Artos encoder system, please visit our website. If you have any questions about our products, we are also available by email.